Hi, everybody. This is 1238. Talking a lot today, so my voice is a little scratchy. Um, looking at, we're getting some traction. Today is 1238. Um, Richard is the Vanessa Guillen First Absent Soldier, Distinguished Honor Graduate from his cycle in basic training and AIT. Also a very brave whistleblower. A brave whistleblower that was retaliated against severely, continuously, until it escalated to his kidnapping, to his forced removal out of the barracks where he was active duty soldier and brutally murdered, and his remains tampered with, and his corpse concealed. And all that was covered up. We have dozens of witnesses, dozens. We have enough. We've had enough for a while. But let me go to the Facebook to make sure everyone can hear and make sure everything is working. Let me go to the Facebook. Hi, everybody. So with that intro, I want to say that today is breaking news. It is the first day, the first of the day, the first day, the date, write it down, that we issued the first notice of intent for legal action. So we did do that today. Team Fine Richard Halliday did do that today. Today is, mark it in your calendars, the first issue of notice of intent for legal action. So we have enough. We have enough to win. We have enough to win. And that is, that's what we want, right? We want to win. We want to hold these people accountable for what they've done, what they have used. They did this all on the taxpayers' dime. They did this all on the taxpayers' dime through their fraud, waste, and abuse of our system, of the goodwill of our system, the goodwill of our people, the hurt. When you do these kinds of criminal syndicates, criminal activities that are become an enterprise, become a business plan, right? And in order to maintain that business plan that you've been so used to living off of, that on fraud, waste, and abuse and criminal activity, when someone calls you out, if you're willing to retaliate continuously, severely, pay off people, intimidate people, tamper with evidence, tamper with a corpse, conceal a corpse, pay people off, murder to keep the fraud going, to keep the theft going. to keep the sex cult going. And this is absolutely part of this whole thing is, I mean, it's just huge. I can't even tell you about the harassment. It's so vile and vulgar. The bullying, the harassment. These people are sexually deviant. They are, you know, uh, it's all, uh, yeah, the only way I can describe it is vile and vulgar. And we have dozens of witnesses, okay? And this is what they do to the society. They tie it up in knots so that we can't move forward and have joy in life. And they just tie everything up in knots and create vile, vulgar chaos and very violent. It's very violent. There are, I think, 1,100 to 1,200 murders already this year in Juarez. Okay? And the number one way to do it is to chop people up. This is so inhumane. People wonder why Christians are against abortion, right? They wonder. I don't think you have to wonder anymore. You know, because their bellies are never full, and what they do to even the smallest, the most helpless of us, they will do continuously and severely to like the likes of Richard, the likes of so many women. You know, these people that are being found in Juarez, so many women. And it's strange that these actresses and everything are not there, that they don't come and visit El Paso and go on to the border and try to plead for the women of these border cities. It's very strange because it is exposed to be the politics, right? It's all about the politics. It's all about their business plan. It's really not about the women. It's not about the children. It's not about the communities. They all just have lip service. It's all their narrative. Because look at Bob Moore. Look at Bob Moore of El Paso Matters. He's never covered the Vanessa Guillen first absent soldier, an active duty soldier that was forcibly removed from his barracks room on Fort Bliss and brutally murdered. He's never covered that. You know why? Because he does things for politics' sake. Okay? He has a history of doing things for politics' sake. And you know what that tells me? Especially that we know that Leilani Hart is involved, and that's all politics too. It's all politics. And that Richard's case is overlapped, intertwined with the August 3rd, that's Dallas Hart's birthday, the August 3rd, 2019 Walmart mass shooting, right? That I suspect, and it's just not me, I think it's a lot of people in Team Find Richard Halliday, that why were the military responding to that? That was abnormal. Why were they involved in that? That was abnormal. And if Richard's case and it is, through that beautiful Bliss Avenue that connects it all. And Bliss Avenue connects Fort Bliss to the Walmart case. Bliss Avenue connects the Army to the Walmart case. And why did the Army respond to that? Why were they participating? Why did they spend so much effort and money into covering up and lying? Absolutely lying. Bernabe absolutely lied to us over and over and over again. That man needs to be stripped. He's not a man. He's just a fraction of a man. He's just a fraction. He's mostly demon. And he needs to be stripped from his uniform and those beautiful stars. That beautiful uniform is on that fraction of a man. And those stars are on that fraction of a man. He needs to be stripped from them. McConville, Mealy, Garrett, Martin, Clem Coward, Stewart, White. These aren't generals. They're part of a business plan. They're political pawns. They're political, should I call them pawns? Political, HRC put them in there in that place to serve foreign and domestic enemies of this country, of this land, of us, the people. Absolutely. And if my suspicion is right, because Patrick Crucius is autistic, y'all. Wrap your head around that. And are there other autistic people involved in this? I have my suspicions. And is the military involved in the orchestration of the Walmart mass shooting? Because they were sure trying to control the narrative around the whole thing. Trying to control the narrative with Richard's case. To cover it up. To not even notify us that he was missing. And why am I saying this? Because Bob Moore of El Paso Matters has never covered the Vanessa Guillen first absent soldier. Absolutely he has not. He has not covered the Vanessa Guillen first absent soldier, a soldier that was forcibly removed from his barracks room while active duty on Fort Bliss. He's never covered him. That means he is a political attack machine. He's not a journalist. He's working for somebody behind a curtain. Somebody, I have my suspicions. I have my suspicions. And just like I believe, because we have dozens of witnesses. We have witnesses that say right after August 3rd that there were more. There were more. There were more shooters. There were more people involved. There were more. And yet, that was never covered. That was never, and I even have witnesses that say, I don't know why they didn't cover that. We all knew that because 23 died, but many, many lived. And why is it a botched case? Why isn't it transparent? Why are they covering up the witnesses? Why is Richard's case a botched case? Why did they not bring out the platoon leader, Dallas Hart? Why didn't they bring out the platoon leader? Why didn't they bring out the unit? Why did they make such a big deal when you have a missing soldier that underage drinking is we take it seriously, when they don't? They don't even secure their installation. They don't even secure the emergency intake center. It seems to be some kind of marketplace. They secured it for COVID because it was political. Our military, like Bob Moore, has become political. A political machine for foreign and domestic enemies. And don't forget, we traced those phone numbers back. We traced them. And it absolutely is a witness that this is an internal cover-up, that this is an orchestrated internal crime. And if it is in Richard's case, it is in the Walmart case as well. The August 3rd, 2019 Walmart mass shooting. And now we have, and saying this, think about it. Saying this is like, they can target me. They can target me. And so you can say, what are you doing? What are you doing, risking yourself like this? What am I doing? I'm doing what every service member that has any integrity and honor does for our country. Just because I'm not in a uniform doesn't mean that I'm not willing to put on the line for my country. Just because I haven't been through basic training and AIT doesn't mean I'm not willing to put my life on the line for my country. 85,000 missing, unaccounted for, vanished children from an emergency intake center, right? It's supposed to be a secure area. All kinds of gates and everything that we bought. We bought all kinds of gates and buildings, and we paid for all of these guards and everything, and these kids are getting raped in there and mistreated, and they can't even get help in the hospital because all these witness testimonies that we've been getting, allegations from inside that they can't even get help at the hospital because people don't want them to know. Certain leaders don't want them to know that they're getting raped, and everything is covered up. And I don't know if this is true, but I know that we have audio, and in the audio, things are bad. things are bad in the intake center. They're not secure. They were not secure. We know they're not secure because we have 85,000 vanished children. If that's not secure on a secure, supposed to be secure installation, then we know that Fort Bliss is not secure. And that's why you have drug, that's why you have these unregistered um, weapons and the weapon smuggling and the ammunition smuggling and all just because my dream was always to be a wife and a mother, a grandmother, to be able to make Christmas cookies, decorate the house, read stories to my children, nurse them when they're sick, be there for my husband. Doesn't mean that I'm not a warrior for my country. Okay? Yes, I like to garden. Yes, I like to paint. Yes, my first allegiance is to God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost. 100%. But just because of that, because of that, I love my country. And those children at the emergency intake center, they weren't all Americans. I don't think there were any Americans in there. Right? I don't know if they were wanted children. I guess they were wanted to certain people. But that doesn't mean I'm not willing to risk my life for them. Because if we become that inhumane and we treat our service members like Richard has been treated, and we treat children and anybody, anything, right? I wouldn't treat my animals like they've treated our service members and those children in the intake center. You know, you have you have to love. And for why do you think Richard risked his life for Berlin? And he did. Because he called them out. He called them out. The big booty bitches. He called them out. The whores and the blow. He called them out. They say they respect you, but they don't. They don't. They think of you bad. And the guys, they're just horny. They just want to see you naked. He called them out. And when that, who knows what was going on with those children? Because the CPS rather commit crimes than show us what Richard was complaining about. Okay? Who's letting them do that? Veronica Escobar. Veronica Escobar. The buck stops with Veronica Escobar in El Paso. She's the one that doesn't call for oversight for these 85,000 vanishing children, some, Hispanic. She's on the Hispanic board, right? She didn't care. She's on the arms committee. You think she cares about the service members? She doesn't care. Where is that, the soldier that we have worked so hard to protect, that is so brave, active duty, that has called for a congressional inquiry? I don't even want to tell you the reports that we have received from that. But he's doing okay. So please sign that petition to support him. But Veronica Escobar is the one that's supposed to get that going. And I'm going to tell you, she has not responded properly like a representative of the people of this country should. I don't know who she's working for, but it's not for the people. Because where is she? Where is she to the family of the Vanessa Guillen first absent soldier? So today was big. We 3 years. 3 years. And if Richard could call out, I think we can call out too. Where is Veronica Escobar? Where is the leadership that wants to shut everything down for a fake political, let's not get people talking. Let's make them mask themselves. Let's give them the Cobra strike. And now, all these reports, oh my gosh, all these reports about the dangers of the Cobra strike. Anything that you want to give across the board to people, and people are different. Some people have hypertension, some people have diabetes, some people have allergies. But no, let's not take any of that into consideration across the board. And now we have so many reports of so many injuries. And I know I'm talking all over the place because there's so many facets to this with the media, with the Fort Bliss leadership, with Veronica Escobar, with let's talk about DA Bill Hicks, who botched everything, right? He was called in to botch everything. I think, to me, at this point, it is not crazy for me to suspect that he purposely botched the August 3rd Walmart mass shooting case, the prosecution of Patrick Crusius, and violated his rights. Possibly his rights have been violated, and the state case is a Siamese twin to the federal case. And if his rights were violated in the state case, they may argue, and they may get it, that he will walk, that he won't have to serve those 90 life sentences back to back. And was that orchestrated? Because we have the prosecutor that was hired from San Antonio because of all of her experience, more experience than anybody in that office in El Paso. And she came in and she put out a scathing allegations that she was withheld information, and that Assistant District Attorney John Briggs, who's a key figure in all of this, okay? He's a key figure because John Briggs was there with Jaime Esparza. John Briggs was there with Yvonne Rosales. John Briggs was there with Bill Hicks. And what Loretta Hewitt says about John Briggs, she calls him out. So we need to pray for Loretta Hewitt, because she really called him out for his fraud, for his tampering, for his, keeping that case in pieces. Because if you put the pieces together, you'll see the picture, right? And the picture might reveal things that they don't want you to know. Just like the monies, just like we have an open records request for all the money spent on the Patrick Crucius case, which is the August 3rd, which is Dallas Hart's birthday, Walmart mass shooting case, and also Richard's case. And were they trying to keep it going as a cover for all the money and for all the activities going on in Richard's case? Because Judge Robert Shook sure didn't want to answer us, did he? He didn't want to answer us about the warrants. He didn't want to answer us about. He didn't want to answer us about the arrests. He didn't want to answer us about the autopsies. The unlawful disposal of Richard's remains, the concealment of a corpse. Those are both illegal. Those are both crimes. And, how long, right? How long do we let the crime grow and grow and grow before we stand up to it? Because I tell you, if we, Team Find Richard Halliday, can prevent some crimes like this to keep families from going through what we're going through, because I'm telling you, they need to do an investigation of Fort Bliss, and Thomas Kane himself said a lot of people will go to jail. A lot of people. Yeah. And they need to. And this whole Bliss Avenue, that is... that Bliss Avenue address that connects Fort Bliss. And am I happy about that? I just want to cry that our government has betrayed us so bad to use our military, our soldiers. They're not in a democracy. They take orders. They have to take orders. And if they disobey an order, they risk their whole career. They risk being harassed. They risk retaliation. And our leadership has allowed our military on Fort especially Fort Hood too, Fort Cavazos, Fort Stewart, it's a systemic problem to be compromised. And we know that it's compromised because they have a security problem. They are letting a 14-year-old girl live in the barracks and being prostituted. And the little girl, 14-year-old, is the stepdaughter of a DES guard, security guard, under Thomas Kane, under the direction of Thomas Kane. We have the command sergeant major working with Major General Clem Coward, with Thomas Kane, the director of emergency services, the issuer of all passes on Fort Bliss, to give special passes to young girls to come in during the COVID lockdown to party in the barracks. And we have witnesses upon witnesses that saw it happen. We have witnesses that say Dallas Hart was Richard's platoon leader, that he was messing with computers and possibly part of that sex cult. Well, we have Leilani Hart, his own mother, saying that he's incestuous. And let's not forget about the 7-year-old girl in their master bedroom being sexually assaulted by multiple members of the family, multiple members of the household. And they have Hart's child care. James Hart has Hart's child care. Where is Ann Ogle? Where is the CPS? If Richard is making complaints to CPS, and CPS is a good friend of Thomas Kane and Leilani Hart and Ogle, and they're up to no good with the emergency intake center and whatever criminal activities that they have, that they are, milking the Americans of, who knows how much money, because we're paying into our military trillions of dollars that go unaccounted for. The Pentagon has not passed one of their audits. Trillions of dollars unaccounted for. Oh, it's for weapons. It's for this. It's secret. Oh, it's a secret. It's a secret. No. We want to know where our money's going. Because our soldiers, our service members, are now in danger of not even being trained, because we have witnesses that say that they didn't even have enough ammunition. They didn't have the training before they even sent them off to deployment to Iraq. That they didn't go through Qatar to even be trained. And that's a Fort Bliss service member that called out the leadership there. And what happened to him? A whistleblower for the good of the service members, so that they would be trained properly before they're sent into a war zone. What thanks did he get as being a true NCO leader? He got retaliated against. So if they can't do it, okay, then, okay, God, send me. I'll do it. I'll stand up to this evil machine because I don't want my family, my children, my grandchildren, um, being a victim of their evil growth, right? You know, when when the military gets so compromised, then the numbers go down of volunteers, and so then they'll conscript people. Conscription is horrible, absolutely horrible. You don't want a military of people that don't choose to be there. So this is really, really serious. This is a national security threat. I've said it over and over again. If you're going to have the likes of fractions, fraction of a man like Sean Bernabe, um, and and look at Donna Martin. She's IG. She was CID. And if you're going to have very dangerous Bob Moore over a media, big media that's supposed to be neutral, but no, he chooses to violate his 501c3, which is a huge gift. It's a huge gift of this country to have the 501c3, right? He's got it. He doesn't have this, but he chooses to violate the gift because of politics. For politics' sake. And then you go over to the DA's office and you know that John Briggs is good friends, very good friends with Felix Valenzuela. Sweet. Not for us. It's bitter. And I don't think it's sweet for them. How can they sleep? I think they're haunted by the crimes that they have committed. Because, you know, they're in positions that we pay them, you know, we pay them. They are paid by the state, right? They're supposed to identify the criminals, document the crime and the criminals, and prosecute it for our safety, for our community safety. And what do? They botch the case. They botch a slam dunk case. And they do whatever they can to sabotage the case of Richard Halliday. That's what witnesses are telling me. And now we have Loretta Lynn Hewitt calling John Briggs out, saying he's up to no good, And if he's up to no good in the Walmart case, and the Walmart case is connected to Richard's case, that means he's up to no good in Richard's case. So I think that's really important. And it's very important, and I kept it on there, that Patrick Crucius, we have it confirmed that he is autistic. He is autistic. That means he needs help, a lot of help. I don't know one autistic person that didn't need help. And why was the military and over there at the Walmart? Why were What is the connection? Because there's a connection. There's absolutely a connection between the Army, between Fort Bliss, and the August 3rd Walmart mass shooting. And we know that it was political. But what else is it? And, oh, a hate crime, this and that. They want to tell us that, it's all like a show because it's political. They're trying to do some psyop on us. They're trying to do, mind control. Because our votes matter. Our votes matter. And our consent matters. If they go through all this trouble, it means that we're very powerful. Together we are very powerful. So, I want to thank all of the whistleblowers that are very brave that have come out. I want to thank them very, very much for their bravery and standing up, because without them we would not be here issuing our first notice of intent for legal action. That was today. We issued our first one of many. And it gives me chills. I have chills. And because we've worked very, very hard to be able to win. To get the information that we need to win. And I think a little gift that we didn't expect was Loretta Lynn Hewitt. We did not expect the 9th prosecutor to resign and to give us that beautiful gift of those allegations against Bill Hicks, against John Briggs, and against, what was the other guy's name? He's important too. Rene. Oh, look, I know his first name, Rene. That was a huge gift. And, we need to really, yeah. We need direction on how to move forward. So that the people that committed the crimes in the Walmart mass shooting don't get to go free. So you've got 85,000 unaccounted for missing children. Who knows what happened to them? You have Richard, the Vanessa Guillen first absent soldier and brave whistleblower, murdered. and you have 23 victims of El Paso murdered and many injured. And that's just the tip. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You have over 1,100 murders in Juarez. So I think this is very important for us to stand up and understand what's at stake for our families, for our future. And maybe, I mean, I'm not the youngest, um, and which is a good thing. It's a good thing because I remember not not being afraid. I remember not being afraid. Not being afraid in Germany, not being afraid in Italy, not being afraid in El Paso, not being afraid to go over to Juarez. And y'all, um, I was different. I stuck out like a sore thumb. My hair was as white as this hat when I was little, and I wasn't afraid. So, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm just a mom, but doesn't God say, "I have made you. I have made you." Um, trying to get the right quote. Sons of God. I have made you sons of God. Yeah, that is really beautiful. I was reading through, and then I'll let y'all go, but I was reading through the Christmas carols and hymns. Matter of fact, I might share one of them with you that we're going to do for our program for Christmas tide. And I think I'll leave on a very positive note. Oh, holy night. Oh, holy night. The second verse, or I don't know which verse it is, but I have it here as the second verse that we're going to be singing. Truly, he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother. And in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we. Let all within us praise his holy name. Fall on your knees. O hear the angel voices. O night divine. O night when Christ was born. O night, O holy night. O night divine. O holy night. The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I hope y'all are getting ready for Christmas and in the spirit. And we will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, God willing. Um, we love you. We're very grateful for you, and we'll keep going.